Hello me old mates, how are you doing? My first Brigham pipe. I'll show you a closer look at this, but you see this fantastic grain. I'm so excited with this this pipe. I'm trying some Sherlock Holmes because I know it very well, what the taste and the briar or a meerschaum. So I thought it was a mild aromatic to try here. And the first puffs, you really realise it was easy draw, very easy draw. So maybe I'm too used to filter pipes with a slight restricted, but it's quite incredible. Sherlock Holmes, of course, befitting the tobacco, and Larry Blackett, of course, Sherlock Holmes as well. Very easy draw. I've got a few unfiltered pipes, but the draw of this one is a bit more easy from the other ones, So, Brigham Pipes, there's a lot of good videos or YTBC already. A lot of links below as you used in my videos. So Bear Pipe did a history about Brigham Pipes, and Brad the Bearded Piper has a big collection of Brigham pipes, so he knows a lot about those pipes. And Smarty Bob get a Brigham pipe as well, a Tundra, I think. This is a Mountaineer, and I'll show it in detail in the next clip. But they actually started in 1906, and Roy Brigham, this guy, was actually a repair technician at another shop, and he started his own business, and then started making pipes. But I have to laugh this sentence because back then a lot of people were complaining about tongue bite, as we do today. But he listened, and he thought we need some kind of filter, and as we say today, it could be steam, it could be the heat of the steam, but he said, yeah, okay, but we need a filter to the chemicals and the tars, because they don't they don't mix with the human tongue very well, and that makes a lot of sense to me. So apparently they tried a lot of woods, and bamboo and rock maple was actually the best. And being Canada, of course, they went to the rock maple, the tube. You'll see it in the clip. And I think that's early technology of a filter pipe. But actually very good as well today. I mean, it was quite brilliant with what they had and what they knew back then in the day. So and that helped distinguish the Brigham Pipe for other ones. You know, a lot of competition. 1960, they had 40 employees. That's you know, a lot back in the day. That was the high point, but after that, of course, the market started to shrink and the competition was fierce. But it was still 1978, family owned by Mike Brigham, you know. But they realize we have to change something, you know. The market is changing and we need to rethink what we're doing. The only thing I regret is not made in Canada today. It's using partners in France and Italy to make these pipes, but very good choice of partners. I don't know who they are. Probably France is Salt Claude, one of those great pipe makers, and Italy, of course, they have brilliant family owned companies, and quite a few of them do contract pipes, you know, for other companies, like Stanwell did. You know, they realized it's better to go to Italy, you know. They have all the equipment, and I think Brigham made a win-win deal, you know. They said, we'll teach you how this distillator works and the technology and transfer that, but you have a lot of technology and finish, you know, and things like that. So it made a lot of sense. So you see some posters here with the distillator, how it works, and the different shapes. And by the way, there's a very good history of smoking pipes, link below, of Brigham pipes, and that gives you almost the whole history. Pipepedia as well, link below. So they have a shop still in Toronto, link below. So how's my first smoke? I have to say, it's only my first smoke. Before I judge that, here's the clip I promised. So let's look at this Brigham pipe. Comes in a simple box with the logo and everything, you know. It's not a box I would retain, but the good news, when you take the sock here, is a quality sock with Brigham on it. A really nice pipe sock. So I appreciate that, because I store my pipes in a sock, and very few boxes I actually retain because it's too much place. And it's really, you know, it's like velvet. I chose the Mountaineer smooth poker shape, and This particular one had a fantastic grain, and when I received it, I was amazed all the more from the grain. Look at that. That's absolutely exquisite. That's like bird's eye grain on steroids, you know. Absolutely gorgeous. You'll see in the 1990s and 2000s, a lot of Brigham pipes are made in St. Claude, France or Italy. I don't know where in Italy and who is the pipe maker, but look at this grain. It must be one of the very good houses of in Italy for my pipe making, and you can't do it justice in this light. There's the flame, both sides, especially this side. You almost see a face here, you know. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a 3-dot with the brass dot, you know, so higher quality, sort of medium to high, and cost me about $90, you know, but where can you get this grain for $90? Absolutely gorgeous. I haven't smoked it yet, so it's charred already, and it's right at the bottom, the drill. You see it there. And that's the most important thing, that this hole is the bottom there. Vulcanite stem, nice polished, and the fit and finish is just gorgeous, you know. There you see, let's get the light right. You see, made in Italy, and Brigham Mountaineer 322. Just a gorgeous pipe, it really is. And inside, you've seen that in a lot of videos. They used to have an aluminium tube here, but 2000s, 90s even, they replaced it with a plastic insert. And here is the maple, rock maple distillator, right? And you have to squeeze it, and you know, it comes reasonably easily out. And it's a tube, and probably very porous kind of wood that actually lets the vapor come out, or some of the flavor as well, and the tars and nasty chemicals stay in the wood here. They say actually you could use it many times, you know. Certainly you would use it multiple times. I don't know if 20, maybe 10 times or something, depending on the tobacco you're smoking. So a good start impression of this pipe for $90, you know, just the grain alone. I was just wowed by this. Beautiful pipe. And while I was about it, I bought some packs of the distillators, 5 of them. They were not that expensive, and if you use them multiple times, you know, maybe depending on how often you smoke the Brigham Pipe, will probably last me several years. These 5 packs, or maybe longer. And I also bought some Brigham pipe cleaner. You know, nettoir is cleaning, you know, so. And I noticed they're very luxurious. Look at the, you know, look at the cloth sponge here was it's so very thick, and they're not particularly more expensive than the other ones, and 40 in a pack, so I got several packs of that. I don't know if these are made in, yes, Canada. The only disappointed was these days a new Brigham is made not in Canada. That's a bit of a shame, but it was actually a win-win cooperation, because the Italians and the French had a lot of equipment for example, sandblast or things like that, techniques, and they didn't have that in Canada, so it allowed not many new shapes, and they know how the transfer to their partners about how you make this. So I think it was a win-win, you know, also in the cost, and it allowed the company to continue. So we'll see how it smokes now. So I've been smoking this pipe half an hour. It's actually very astounding. It's maybe the compromise, the filter on the drawer is here. It's a very pleasant smoke. It's like the drawer of a cigar, you know. It's just very gentle, very gentle. It's all you need. And the flavour is certainly more than the filter, active charcoal filter. It's close, I think, to an unfiltered pipe. But so far, I'm taking it easy, of course, and these days I recently changed my packing, you know, a bit softer and 3 pinches, not 4 pinches. So and leaving a space here. So you know, I've learned that helps, you know, with the draw and avoiding tongue bite a little bit. but I really like it. You know, it's easy draw, full flavour, and reasonably cool. Okay, you know, this is not a stress tobacco because this smokes very well in a briar or meerschaum or a cob. You know, it's a very behaved tobacco, Sherlock Holmes, Peterson. So, and almost all of my tobaccos I avoid tongue bite, you know, full Virginias or things that are a bit famous for that. But there's no harshness or, you know, sometimes an unfiltered pipe, you get a little bit of the harshness of the tobacco depending on the blend, but no hint of that, and no particles going through. So for me it's a good buy, because I will smoke this more times to find the dimensions of its character and see how many distillators, you know, how many smokes you could do and things like that, and different tobaccos. But it's certainly as good any briar that I have, and with subtle flavours, for example, you get more of the flavour. Yeah, it's not the penalty of active charcoal filters. So, just a footnote about the comment in my last video. I said we'll make a video about sealing the lid of Cornell Deal's the aluminium tins. I'm not quite finished for my experiment. You know, part of it is finished, but I want to try some other things, so I will make that video in the next weeks. But I'm waiting for some stuff to arrive and try it, because I want to not the only analysis, but some suggestion of a solution to use these tins as a temporary story without drying out, you know. So that will come, but maybe a couple of videos in between. In any case, I understand why people are fans of Brigham pipes. You know, I have to try it much more, of course, but the first impression is it's a great pipe with the right tobacco, and that filter system does contribute for a cool, dry and tongue bite free smoke. So that invention from the 1930s is still valid today, and it's a natural distillator with rock maple wood. I think it's better than the Savinelli balsas. because the smoke actually goes through the tube and is quite small, couple of millimeters, and I think it's more effective to absorb than going around the triangle balsas. So a great invention, and compliments to the Italian pipe maker who made this beautiful Brigham pipe. Take care, my dears, look after yourselves, and I'll see you in 10 days or something like that with another story about something.